All right. Welcome, siblings. Welcome, lovely audience. My name is Alinaki Tutor, and I welcome you, siblings, to our Rat&Tat online event, which we have created for this very special day, the 17th of May, the International Day Against Homo, Bi, Inter, Transphobia, or actually, in better words, the International Day Against Queers. This transnational date was chosen to commemorate the decision to remove homosexuality from the international classification of diseases of the World Health Organization, the WHO, in 1990. Since then, each year, queers all over the world remember our community of discrimination and hate crimes against queers. Discrimination is still existing and affecting our lives, so we need to face and fight these kind of violence and oppression with awareness, communication, unity, and empathy. During the pandemic, it has become much harder to inform the society and our community about our struggles and needs or demands. Due of capacity issues, we needed to record this event instead of making it live. But as everywhere, we tried our best to point out in which realities our siblings live right now. In this sense, we need to talk about the realities and struggles of our queer refugee siblings, and the stories need to be listened to. We titled this event as Invisible Refugees, but actually why? Why are they still invisible? And what has to be changed for our siblings who are affected by intersectional violence, unclear residences, threatening of deportation? We are here to share our reflections and let's start this conversation with a little introduction of all participants. We have here Lilith from Cologne. Lilith works with queer refugees for many years and is an activist in the Queer European Asylum Network, also known as Queen. Welcome, Lilith.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
And then we have here, excuse me, and then we have Summer, who is an activist too of the Queerer in Bremen, a self-organized BIPOC, queer BIPOC organization, which was founded 2016 here in the Rat&Tat-Zentrum after the foundation of the Queer Refugee Cafe. Summer is fighting and struggling also for equal rights and conditionless residence for queer refugees in Germany. Nice to have you here, Summer. Summer, thank you really for sharing your time with us. Okay, you don't need to answer right now. Shamila Bagia, you're also here. You are active in the queer organization LATRA in Munich, and you are a rainbow mother. Shamila lives in Munich. Excuse me, I have all the time this swallow problems. Shamila lives also in Munich, and here I'm also grateful that you joined this conversation. You will talk also about rainbow families and being a queer refugee, as a rainbow family and being a queer refugee. Welcome. So people, if you don't mind, I would like to ask you 2-3 questions, each of you, but please also start with a little introduction of yourself, like where are you coming from, your pronoun, and whatever else you want to share additionally. I would like to start with you, Lilith. For many years, you work with queer refugees in Cologne in Germany, and you negotiate with German institutions, support care centers, establishments. You counsel and accompany queer refugees in their juridical rejections and further aspects concerning their residence and asylum seeking. Can you tell us how is the current situation of queer refugees in Germany regarding obtaining residences or rejections? And how does the process of asylum seeking look like for queer refugees?
Thank you, Ali. Thank you for inviting me. So I'm Lilith, and today I'm here as representative from QUEEN, which is Queer European Asylum Network. It's a network of a couple of organizations working for the rights of queer refugees in Germany. We're also producing policy briefs and policy papers so that we can actually tell the governments in different regions, as well as the federal government of Germany, what is the actual situation with queer refugees in Germany. So you have asked a couple of questions, actually. And thank you for the questions. So yeah, it's been a while since we are working with a lot of institutions here overall on the federal level as well as on the provincial levels. It depends from so federal to provincial, as well as it depends from community to commune. So commune is more like communal, or how should I say that, the local residents that people get. I will answer your first questions in the last questions in the beginning and the first questions at the end, if it's okay for you. The situation of the queer refugees in general in Germany, it's not that good, especially since the pandemic has hit us very hard. We are unable to provide proper counseling to queer refugees. The problems are many. One of the biggest problem is the internet, the availability of Wi-Fi, then the availability of safe spaces. Because before the pandemic, it was always like this we would ask the refugees, the queer persons, to go to a local organization in their region, in their area, and get counseling there. But since the pandemic, most of the local organizations are either unable to receive people personally, if so, then under severe conditions, so that the pandemic does not infect more people. But if they are available, then all of a sudden, that's where the white privilege comes into place. Everybody started doing online counseling without even taking into account that many people either do not have the means to get online counseling. And as I said, the VLAN, Wi-Fi, then there is a problem, especially for those who are living in refugee centers, about safe space. So if you do not have a safe space where you can talk about your issues, how can you get counseling? And counseling is always done in a safe space. So that was something, and that is still something that we are struggling with when it comes to queer refugees in Germany. The other things are we gathered data in the last few days about hate crime against queer refugees within refugee centers, and it has gone up 2 to 3 times. So I got today in the morning, just from one organization all over Germany, the number of attacks and the number of people who were being attacked. It rose up to 176 since mid-March 2020. And that's a lot. And when it comes to such situations, it's very important that people should go for counseling. People should get the help that they are in need of, and that is unable to be provided. It's a structural issue. It's involving police as well. Many people do not want to involve police. There is a reason behind that, why they don't want that. Many people don't even want to give their credentials out. We also know why they don't want to do that, because there is a fear that they will be sent back to their home countries. So if they will do that. So there are many issues which are going on. Then I will come back to your other question, which was about the institutions. So let me be very clear about this on the International Day of against homophobia, transphobia, biphobia, interphobia, that although Germany is one of the countries where you have better laws in comparison to many other countries, but still the problem here is more about the participation of the queer people when it comes to decision making. So when we are making decisions on upper level, upper scales, I mostly see white people without any migration background, without any flight background. So they are not refugees, they are not migrants. They are still deciding about the migrants and the refugees people, how they should get their rights. So it's very important that now, or I have been advocating about this for more than 5 years now, that there should be people who have gone through the same story that they should be there present at the decision-making table. They should be voiced. It's happening on a couple of spaces, but it's not enough. I cannot say that there are not enough people who are trying their best to bring the issues forward. I and a lot of other activists I know personally, they try their best to be present on all the roundtable conferences, on all the invitations that they receive from the government institutions. But that is also something which I see it's more about unpaid labor. It's more about, yeah, we are inviting you as an activist, yeah, come and tell us about your issues. So there are things which we need to discuss when it comes to the institutions, especially and the organizations working at the federal as well as at the provincial level. I will talk about it more later. I think we should talk to our other participants as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Lilith. Talk also later about the case of deportation. Samar, also to you, welcome and thank you for your participation. You are an activist of the Queer Diaspora for a few years and made many experiences with German courts, authorities, departments, and furthermore. Would you like to start actually to introduce yourself and share which cases, situations you went or go through?
Hi, Ali. Thank you so very much for inviting me in this meeting. My name is Sama. I'm from Pakistan. I'm a refugee here in Germany since 2014. But I came 2010 in Europe. I was with my family before, but for some certain reasons, while being queer, it's really hard for me to be with my family because I belong to a Muslim religion. Like my family belong to a Muslim religion. I don't have any religions. And because of my family, because of everything shit happens to me in Netherlands, so I just came to Germany and asked asylum here. And since I got the asylum here in Germany, I got like 4 interviews. And with these all interviews, they don't want to listen about my problems. They don't want to see like if a person is queer and he's coming from a country, their people really is like homophobic people, they are racist people, they don't discriminate people, they kill people there if they find out this kind of situation. So I explain everything to God here, to Bump here, like they just don't consider my whatever I told them, and they just want me to go back. And since I came to Queer Diaspora and this Rat&Tat organization here, I met people here. They really helped me out for my legal stuff. Like they are really supporting me. And now since 3 years, I'm also an activist here. And yeah, I have seen like lots of bad things here happening for the queer people related to their legal issues, especially like their lives, even they are okay or they are normal, but for them it's too hard to do something in a legal way. And Germany wants people who do legal way things, they do proper work, they pay them taxes, they live their life normal. And Germany says we are there for human rights, we are there for the people who need help, who need like safer space. And Germany call themselves like, come here is Freiheit, you have freedom here, you can do whatever you want. But no, we cannot do whatever we want. it's like all political peoples, I don't know what they are doing, and they don't want to think about, are we, like the queer people, they are in really bad problems here, and for them it's just to decide one small thing and to give lots of people a new life so they can have a normal life here. Queer people, they are very intelligent people. They just have the bad circumstances from their homelands, how they have been through their whole lives with their families, with their friends. They cannot say them who they really are. Is nobody never thought about it. Here is like, and yeah, what can I say? It's like lots of sad stories. I've also been through lots of sad, many things, like, yeah, but I just want that one day everything's gonna be fine and we're gonna get what we want. And I hope so. Rat&Tat and other organizations, they are somehow helping us out, and I hope they're gonna help us out also in future. Thank you so very much, Ali, for now, and we're gonna talk later again. Thank you so very much.
Well, I actually want to say thank you to you that you share all these, not only to us here, but also to those who are watching this. Yeah, we're gonna talk also about what is perhaps something what we can do also as queer BIPOC people or people who are affected by racism and queer discrimination. But before we are going to that part, Shamila, I want to welcome you two here in our circle, and I appreciate that you had time to be here. Would you like to describe which experiences queer refugees with families do here? So how are German authorities, our society, treating queer refugee rainbow families?
Hi, Ali. Hi, Sama. Hi, Lilith. Thank you so much for this platform. I'm really grateful because it's the first time I'm seeing such a thing. But thank you so much. Well, my name is Shamila and I come from Uganda. Well, you're wrong I'm not living with my girlfriend because she's now my ex-girlfriend. Though I came here in 2015, yeah, 2015 with my girlfriend. We left Uganda together and we were together till last year when we split. So that is 5 years together, though 5 years together in Germany. Yeah, what I can say, the queer mothers are having a very, very hard time, refugee mothers especially, the hardest time, I think. Because the BAMF or the government and the judges have, the picture they have about us being mothers is a different thing. It's like we are not meant to have children. So that is what I can say as the biggest problem that we are facing here. Because once you have a baby or I don't know, a man, or I'm talking as I'm a woman now, like once you have a baby, that means you've turned to being the other side of the straight side of those kind of people. So they take it as we are not meant to have children. Because I was in the court before and I was asked, and I was told that now that I have a baby, that means I can be a normal, I don't know what they refer to as being normal. As for me, I think I'm normal, either queer or straight, I'm normal. So they say now you can be a normal person. So why are you still fighting for this, for your right as a queer asylum seeker? So that is what I can say is the greatest problem queer mothers are facing. We are not meant to have children. As regarding to the judges and the BAMF, we are not meant to have children. But as a human being, I think I have the right to have whatever I want to have as long as I can have it and in the right way. So that is what I can say queer mothers are facing queer asylum mothers are facing the most here. You have to give reasons why you're having children. And at the end of the day, they'll tell you, since you have a children, that means you can come back to your country. It is safe for you. They take this as another form of safety, or I don't know, security we've acquired after having children, which is not right. Because the reason why I left my country was not because of being a mother, but because of being a lesbian or queer. That is why I left, and it has not changed. What has changed is I've become a mother. So I think that is what we rainbow mothers are facing the most, refugee mothers. They don't believe we can have children and then stay as queers again. I don't know why, but that is how they take it. Yeah, that is what I can also only say. We are facing the most, and as always, our decisions are always negative. They are rejected, and you're issued with those issues of deporting you and everything after having children. And yeah, as regarding to my last question, that is what I would think they should really look up to. We are human beings. We are not some sort of something that we can't have children, or we can't have families that we wish to have, regardless of the sex type I'm doing, I'm exercising or whatever I'm doing to myself, with myself, I'm still a human being. And I feel what I'm doing is not out of line or abnormal, or as they always say, because normally somebody will say, I'm normal. And I always want to say, I'm okay, because I've been normal before. It's just what I'm doing that does not seem okay to you, but it is okay with me. So I always term it as I'm okay. What I'm doing is okay. It's not like normal, because I hate it to say I'm normal, because I've been normal. I've not had any issues with myself, so I'm okay. Thank you so much.
But obviously, as we can see here, all similarities with decisions of the BAMF and queer courts, German courts, if it comes to residence for queer refugees, so many contradictions, and it's horrible what kind of reasons or homophobic, transphobic, racist reasons they call up. My question, before we go back to this second question to Lilith, how many queer refugee rainbow families you have there in Munich? Can you say that?
I don't know the number, but what I can say is there are many, because I'm with the Litra group, and with Litra, I've always seen many. We've met together. We into some queer mothers groups, small groups, and something like that. And there are quite a number, like 20 of them already there that I know of, which I believe there is even more of them. So there are many, and all of them have been rejected for the fact that they are mothers. That is what I mean. Besides being and what I don't understand is, if somebody comes here and says, I'm here for safety because of this and this, I'm under the queer side and this, but I've had children before, those people I'm like 80% accepted, they're accepted, but we who have the children from here, it's another story. So I don't see the differences. She's a mother before me, and now I'm a mother, we are still mothers. So why is it like, it always looked at as a difference, but I know there are many of them. The few I know is almost 20 number, but there are more of them that are here and are having the same treatment. What I can say is Litra has been trying to fight for us for this kind of decision, like being a mother is not a crime or something like we are doing against our own rights, but I don't know what the BAMF is thinking about it and have to say about it, but it's very hard. It's really hard being a mother, or the fact that I even lost a girlfriend for being a mother, but it's very hard. Yeah, it's really hard.
Shamila, thank you for informing, sharing this. We will come back to you again, and if you people need a break, or if you people want to stop for an instance, let me please know. We can just pause this recording, smoke cigarettes or drink something, but please make me aware, okay? Inform me. Okay, Lilith, I want to come to you right now. You work with also some white queer associations and also support structures. You're aware about these queer support structures national-wide. So can you tell us actually how this work with white community looked like, so behind the scenes? If it comes to queer refugees, how is the support really helping, or where are the distinctions, problems you would like to share here with your community? What do queer refugees need from their queer whites or not refugee BIPOC siblings, queer BIPOC siblings, to improve their situation? If you want to support queer refugees who are under the threat of deportation or exploitation within the general queer community, and what does the community need to be aware of or to change themselves? So what are your recommendations or demands?
Thank you, Ali. So working with the white structures in Germany, it's a bit hard to push the agenda of LGBTIQ, especially people with refugee and queer intersectionalities. Some of them even have told us, oh, there are not, especially the government organizations, I would say, oh, there are not enough queer refugees. And I'm like, no, there are many of them. It's just you don't see them. They are not visible enough because the asylum centers are not safe spaces for people. And they cannot just out themselves in front of everybody and invite more transphobia, homophobia, queerphobia, to just make it clear to you guys, oh, see, we are here. And then there is another issue which we have latest also recognized with the family ministry, the federal family ministry. We always talk about identifying queer people, identifying vulnerable refugees. And I have lately told them, why don't they identify themselves and you make the structures so helpful and open for queer people that they come to you yourself and tell you, look, I'm a queer person. I see you are very queer friendly. Let's talk about the issues. That's how it should be. And in more languages, this communication should be done, not in just English or German. That is also one of the issues which many people don't look into, especially from a white German privilege perspective, must I say. Then I will talk about the NGOs who are working with the queer refugees. Most of them, if they are run by persons of color and BIPOC people, I see a very specific different in them. They have more, how should I say, Zugang, so acceptance towards and more entry towards the LGBTIQ community who are refugees and asylum seekers. That does help a lot. That's why it's very important that BIPOC and people of color and Black people, they have their own organizations which are helping queer migrants, refugees and asylum seekers. The white structures, some of them are problematic. Others are okay. And the only white structures that I know of which are really good, they are psychological and social counseling centers. They have very good people who are really working with the refugees. I can name some of them as well. We have in North Rhine-Westphalia, which is in Bochum, Rosa Strippe. Then Letra is one of them in Munich. They're also doing a really good work. Then you also have Plus in Mannheim. Then you have also Rat&Tat in the Mecklenburg-Vorpommern. They're also doing really good work. So a lot of then queer refugee sisters in Hamburg. So those are the structures which are really working for and with the queer refugees. But then you also have people who are exploiting, especially gay men with migrant backgrounds, asylum-seeking backgrounds. We have also helped to file case against a couple of them because they are at the moment in official case status. So I cannot just openly talk about them, but I'm happy that the people gave their testimonies, and those people who were exploiting young gay men with refugees and asylum seeker background, they hopefully face the music in the future. This is what we don't want. Now I will address the question, what we need from the non-BIPOC or the white queer siblings. Anybody who is coming to Germany for applying an asylum, please, 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 please do not be afraid to talk about your sexuality or your gender identity. Inform the authorities, especially the authorities, as soon as possible. And then don't just rely on the authorities. Inform the organizations in your region, find them. You will have to make some efforts. Please do this. And as soon as you will put yourself in contact with the organizations in your region, I know many organizations, they are doing brilliant work. They take people from step 1 until step 10, and they help them receive their asylum seeking status here in Germany. That is one thing. The other thing, please, queer white siblings, especially those who have a specific positive racism towards BIPOC people, we are human beings. If we like you, we will tell you. If we want to have sex with you, we will let you know. And if we don't force us. Don't tell us that you might help us to in our cases just for sexual favors. So sexual favors is a thing of the past. It's against the basic integrity of a human being, and it should be avoided. Please, please don't do that. Be a nice human being, be a nice German, and help your people, help your queer community who are coming here to seek safety and security in this country, which is the main purpose. You're also volunteering for this cause, not to get into the bed of the people. That's something you have to be realized about. The last thing you talked about, deportation. That's a huge issue at the moment. We have come across a couple of people who are told that either they are not LGBTI, or if they are believed to be LGBTI or queer people, then it's okay for them to go back to their countries because they won't get any harm in their home country. Or in some severe cases, because you have to also understand when somebody is seeking asylum, they have gone through a traumatization on the way to Europe. That's something you have to understand. Everybody has to understand this. People think that everybody is flying in Germany. No, people are going through a lot of bullshit. People are going through a lot of discrimination. They are going through a lot of torture, physical torture, psychological torture. And when they are here, they need support network. And many people are unable to even talk about the things that happen to them because they are either too painful or too shameful to talk about. So that is also something that you have to take into account. And a few people that we know were unable to talk about these things, and then they were landing in deportation. Thank God they had lawyers who were really good lawyers. It is also a cry out to the lawyers. Please get in contact with organizations. Do it on yourself. Nobody is going to knock on your door and tell you what to do. So do it. And we were able to save at least 3 people in the last few weeks before deportation. So this is very, very important. These are the things that we need to do. And the queer white siblings who are also volunteering, who are also counseling people voluntarily in different organizations, please, please, in your region, find an organization. If you don't find any organization, ask the federal organizations. They will also help you with that. And ask in Bremen, Rat&Tat, Queeraspora, in Munich, ask Letra. In Hamburg, there are a lot of others. In Berlin, there are many. In Cologne, there are many. So find the organizations in your region. It's not just your city, because not everywhere you have organizations which are working. Yeah, and this deportation thing is also something that we have to be very careful that people do not get into the hands of, once again, smugglers and things like that. That's also something that can happen. So Menschenhandel, so that is something we need to also work on. And it's happening, especially since the pandemic, it's happening everywhere. People don't see it. You don't see the recorded cases, because even to record cases, you need to get into contact with people, and getting in contact with people, we are also doing it online. So that's almost impossible. So think about it, talk about it, do not be shy about it. My queer asylum seekers, refugee siblings, it's very important that you are here and that you should get safety that is provided, or that is at least stated by the state that they will provide you. Last thing I would like to say, what Shamila said about being queer and being mother. I think this is something where the German society in general has neglected queer mothers, regardless of them being asylum seekers or not. Even the white queer mothers, the German mothers here, they do not have the same rights as the heterosexual mothers. Even gay fathers don't have the same rights as the heterosexual parents. So this is something where we need to fight more. And unfortunately, in case of BAMF, I find it very, very ignorant that when they see LGBTI people, they have certain media representation and cliches of LGBTI people in their heads, in which a lesbian woman is without children and very happy, shown in some soap serial in, I don't know, in Channel 1 or something like that. That's not how it is. They are just fantasy characters. The real lives of queer people are not being represented in the media. And the queer refugees' lives are not represented at all. This is something they need to look into. And if somebody is saying they are a mother and a lesbian or a queer person, then they are. That's how it is. A human being can have any sexuality and still be a mother, a parent, a father. They don't have to be ashamed of being a parent. Or the judges who have denied these cases, I think they should be studying more about the queer lives. They should be studying more about how actually human beings can be queer and still parents, and do not judge people on being parents and then deny them the right to seek asylum, which is in our constitution in this country, to get an asylum for everybody who can. So these are the things that I want to say to the queer white people, as well as to the BIPOC queer community, so that we can work together in this country for a better Germany, for our coming futures. These queer mothers have children who might be queer later on, might not be queer later on, how they want to live their lives. So they also want to have a secure future in this country. And that's important. That's very important, to make people, give them the safety, to make them feel secure so that they can unfold their own abilities, their own the merkmalen that they have, so that they can be a good human being in this world and live the life and enjoy themselves as parents. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Lilith. Wants to talk about that. I want to ask Summer actually one more question. Like, you actually shared so many things with us. Would you like also to add something? If you want to, just go ahead. In addition to this, you can also explain what queer refugees in their situation with long procedures to solve, to improve their situation, because there's on one hand, the procedure would make some people also very actually affecting their daily life, mental realities so deep, so hard, that what can they do to not just expect and wait until the German authorities give the residents they actually demanding for. For example, processing the asylum seeking, you are experiencing also queer refugee support structures in Bremen in this sense, in Rat&Tat, Queerer. What do we need more, and how can we improve our support? I mean, you made an experience with a support structure right here. Where are your critics? Like, where are the problems, the distinctions? And what can you also say about queer BIPOC self-organization, for example, like Queerer? How could this become a concept for all queer BIPOC and queer refugee people, like transnational?
Thank you, Ali. Okay, first, I wanted to add some things, because what Lilith said also, there was lots of interesting stuff. She just said it, and it's really, really important for the people to know how to survive here in Germany, like for especially queer people. Okay, what I wanted to add now, it's like, I wanted to say something about my code, like what I had the situations with God before. Like, here codes they don't care whether you are queer or whatever you are. They, like, for me, it's like what they did last time with me, that was the unacceptable for me to answer that person, the judge. While being a judge, you have no right to ask another person like how you have sex with your boyfriend, And like, I'm just looking to this judge. I'm just looking to the judge, and I don't know what to say. I just said to the judge, you really want me to tell this really emotional stuff with you? And she says, yeah, why not? You must tell me. I said, sorry, I cannot share with you. It's like too emotional for me. And she said, just your interview is finished. Just go home. And then they denied my case. This is the one thing, it's like in Germany, for the queer refugee sport, it's very important to go to the organizations, to go by yourself. Don't hide yourself with no one, because no one is going to help you out until you don't want to help yourself, until you don't want to accept yourself, who you are and what you have been through. Quote, don't know what people have been through, what kind of emotional dilemmas they have in their lives, what they have been through, how when, like, it's like, especially for my country, like Pakistan people, I think, like, not I think, I know there are people, they do this kind, they are homosexual, or they like to have sexual relationship with people, but they never come out to the people like, I'm a gay, or I like this way, or I like that way. And in Pakistan, people, they can use, like, they're like, I have been through very shit positions in Pakistan that I don't know how to explain it, but I think the judges must know when a person come here, what kind of situation that person had in their land, what he have been through. Really, this really matters. Here, refugees must need psychological help, because they are too disturbed because of their traumatic problems, because of their whatever, like, because of their health issues. Lots of refugees here don't have access to go to the doctors. normally. Like here, like since like almost 2 years, when I had a second time asylum, I don't have an access to go to the doctor. They canceled my AUKA card. I have to ask an Ausländerbehörde first that can I go to this doctor? So please send me my Krankenschein there. And they want me to get my post from there. They know that I'm not living there. Wo ich bin angemeldet. And like if you are true with the German government, they think you are making them fool, to be honest. And if you play with them, they say this person is right. This is my experience here. And I am like I don't know, I'm too fed up of this asylum system here in Germany. Like they just talk about human rights. They don't know what is really it's like what is really to be human being, like being human. It's like it's the yeah. I wanted to also just add one more thing, then I'm gonna forget. It's very important everywhere in this world, for the people who's listening to me or who's gonna listen to me. Guys, be with yourself, be who you are. Don't accept the bad things from another people. If people wants to abuse you, whether it's your parents, don't let them abuse you. Don't let them hit you. Don't let no one criticize you. Find your safe space. Find a people who understands you. And the people who don't understand it, like killing a human person who's gay, this is not the right way. Who are you to, or who gave you permission to just kill someone just like this? Like, you are also a human being. Your child can be also the same person who we are. What are you gonna do at that time? Is you gonna kill your child? Is your god told you to be with humans like this? Who told you to do like this? Every single human being have right to live the way they want to live their lives. It's very important. Don't let criticize someone when you don't do nothing. Fight for your rights. It's very, very, very important. And for the Rat&Tat, what I want you to do, Ali, or what I want that these organizations do, these organizations must, because these organizations have contacts with Germans directly, with the government, with the political people. We have to, or the government, the organizations, responsible people, they have to talk with them and they have to explain them nicely that these people really need some safe space. And if you talk about some safe space, show them that that is their home, and let them do nicely their jobs. Let them have their normal life. It's like if you are not with some man, that does not mean, or if you don't know what kind of situations people having here. And it's your all organizations have to do something really on a big scale, or on the people who make decisions here. They have to help us, because if they don't understand it, then who's going to understand our problem? Because they are the one who decided. They are the one who let us stay here and who let us go here. And I'm a kind of person, I'm having since 6 years the deportation threat, and I don't know when they're gonna deport me. And I don't want to go back. I swear I don't want to go back. What I have been through in my country, I'm never gonna go back to my country where there is no acceptance, where you get bullied for nothing, where you get bullied if they find out, even your friends, like every single person, they're gonna fuck you up. If you're sorry, it's bad for me to explain one thing. I was in prison for nothing in my country and I got raped. This is the shittiest part I hate about my country now. I hate when I go back there, what's going to happen with me, and how a violent person I become if someone try to do this time with me something without asking me, or without giving me drugs or whatever, to do something bad with me. I have a request with every single person who's going to listen to us. Please help us, support us, try to find a way how to support us, because then people like me get violence, and they have to fight for their rights. I'm not one of them that I'm gonna suicide. I'm not gonna suicide. I'm gonna fight for my right, and I'm gonna fuck every single person who gonna try to do with me some single shit, because it's enough now. I really, where if you accept us, accept us. Nobody have right to hurt no one in this damn world, because it's only one person, only God have right. If there is God, only God have right to do whatever God choose to do with it, with that people. No fucking human single person have to hurt no one. So please respect us, love us. We love you. Queer people is for love. Queer people is not for hate. If try to be with them, they're gonna be the most saddest people, happiest people, to make you laugh, and they are the chillish people in this world. So be with us, don't hate us, because if you hate us, then this is your problem. This is, you have something wrong with yourself, guys, not with us. So Ali, thank you so very much. I think I'm gonna get really emotional and I'm gonna get really hard, that I don't want to be now. Thanks.
Thank you very much for your really, I don't know what to say beside. I'm grateful, and I'm just also thinking about what to say right now, because I feel also a bit, what do you say in English for this? Forget it. One thing is just important: we will not allow this government, this society, this privileged people to deport one of our siblings out of this country. They should just dare. We wanna make it public. We're gonna not only make it public, we will also protest. We will do everything what we can do, because they consider us as queer people as something like weak, this marginalized group only, but actually they don't see our power we have. And as you said, we will deliver together all these demands to those who are changing or actually having power, the society, the trends who are actually affecting our lives, or quality of life, whatever, existentially or just superficially. And if they decide, contrarily, like if they decide to deport people out of this country because of reasons they just created or which are discriminating, then we should question how much freedom and how much authentic this society where we're in is. And before I talk too much right now, I would like to give the question. Please, yeah.
The problem is my Akku ist ganz leer. Und ich habe keine Akku mehr.
Okay, all right. We just want to reveal the truth. Summer is in the same building like me. We are not in separated spaces. So if you want to Summer, just visit me. So we are together in front of this camera here. So
yeah, but I passed my 2 questions. So you just have to now ask another question to another person, no?
Yeah, exactly. So, if you want to add something, you can also
my
talk.
mobile phone's gonna be off sooner.
Okay, as you wish. You can come here, you can continue being with us, or you just go out and leave.
No, I come there and I sit with you then.
I have some water and tea. You come by. Okay. All right, good.
Okay.
See you summertime. I want to ask actually Shamila the last question, if you don't mind. It's like about self-organization. We talked much about this. We talked also about support structures, and which are one of the most important structures if it comes to queer refugee support. We need these structures. We need them also to be not paternalistic. We need them also to be sensitive with our intersectionalities and personal realities, experiences. So people who are struggling for their existence here in Germany within or in a heteronormative and white-dominated society. It's actually a challenge to fight for your own existence with imposed conditions made by German authorities. So what would you advise to queer refugee rainbow families to overcome their asylum cases, to improve their quality of life, self-organization, and where, for example, in Munich or around, queer rainbow refugees could get support LETRA is one organization you said. Are there actually more in the region, in the south or somewhere else, you know, which are also very, very specific working with queer, refugee, rainbow families?
Well, thank you, Ali. Yeah, of self-organization, like you said, as a queer mother and a rainbow mother, what I would say is you are now a mother. You've chosen this path of being a mother and a lesbian mother. So one thing I would want to say is stick to what you want. You know what you are and you know what you're doing. Once you choose to be a lesbian mother, you get ready to answer one big question is, who's the father, where is the father, and how are you going to do this? Those three questions are from the day you say, I'm going to have a baby, until the baby is there, and it will always be like that. How are you doing it? Where is the father? Who is the father? Because the doctor will ask you, the school will ask you, the organization will ask you, and it has not been a challenge to me because I know what I want. I chose being a mother with myself, because only to go back with my own story, before coming here, my family disowned me. So I was like, I'm alone. And I had my girlfriend, we were together. Once I reached Germany, the life here is more of yourself together, being together with someone or alone. And it kind of affected me because I grew up in a big family. And the only solution I had is to create my own family. And yeah, I created my own family by having my own kids. Actually, I have two, a boy and a girl. So I created my own family. And by creating it, I was like, I'll have to do it on my own. We don't need any help. With my first child, my partner was welcome. But the second child, she was like, it's too big. It's too much. But which is okay. I needed a family. I needed my own people, somebody to call my own. So that is why I chose being a mother. So if anybody is there and wants to be a mother, a lesbian mother, you have to know and to stick to the reason why you became a mother. Then coming back to the authorities here, you're a lesbian mother. Second question, how did you become a lesbian mother? Yet you're a lesbian. Like, it's kind of a stupid question, but yes, they have to ask it. First of all, I'm a woman, so I can become a mother, like I can have children. That is one answer. And having children is my right. It's not anybody's right. So those are my own answers that I always give. So you have to know why you became a mother, and you have to know why you're a mother. And you always have to join organizations or people who are in support of lesbian mothers. In Munich, I'm with LITRA, but there is also another place, like I've been there once, the Rainbow Family, they call it Rainbow Family something Centrum, or I don't know, I don't remember very well, but I was just there for a brief meeting, but I think it's there. I know it is there. They support the rainbow families. So you can always look for it. They really support people. They help you, tell you what you're going to go through and what you have to do as a rainbow mother and what you have to do, things like that, which people you have to meet so they can help you on how to raise your children and all of that, because they have a daycare center, something like that. They always help the fathers and the mothers with the children. So there's an organization there. And the other thing is you have to have something like somebody, a lawyer or organization that is having the same interest as you. Not like, I'm a lesbian, okay, I told the authority, they know, now I have a baby, and you leave it like that. That is not how they see it. They see it like, once you become a mother, you've changed from the lesbian part to a mother side, or I don't know which kind of family they have as them. So they will always consider you out of the LGBT part, so you're part of this side. You have to stick to yourself, because you are what you are, and you have to answer to what you are. I'm a lesbian, and I'm a mother, and I'm so being me. I'm not changing. But if you become a mother, you either turn to a mother as a mother, and this LGBT part will be forgotten, and you'll be judged according to that side. So you have to, let me say, with the two, who you are and the mother you've become. You have to go with that, because the only part I see that is new here is the mother, as in being a lesbian is me. So you have to be who you are, because the main part is here. Once you become a mother to them, to the government, you've become another person. That is the only truth they see. That is another person. And you only have to stand by your word, because being a mother is a very big part. These people you've created need you. They don't know about your sexual part, lesbian or not. What they see you as is their own, the only person they know. So you have to think of them in whatever you're doing, because they have to grow. And as a refugee rainbow mother, there's one challenge is we grow up in a big environment. These children are in one big environment where fathers are. Children have fathers, so your child may one time ask you for the father, as my own son is now asking me. Be ready for their quick answers. And yeah, you have to have that answer you've prepared, because before I became a mother, I prepared my answer, which was, I'm the mother and I'm the father. So you're looking for Papa, is here. You're looking for Mama, is here. Anything Papa can do, I can do. So that is a challenge, but we have to live with it once you've chosen to do it, and do it in a good way, so the baby does not get turned off or feel a little bit left out. I don't have this one. And these people we are living with, they will judge you. With me, they've always judged me, and I always see it like my mother used to say, if they tell you something through this ear, this one has not heard. So take it like it is only in this side, and go with this side as a mother, and do what you have to do to defend that baby you're having, and as a lesbian mother. But don't forget, if you're a lesbian mother, you're a mother, not a lesbian mother, but you're a mother. The lesbian part of you is you. That is, it's like saying you're a woman and you're a mother. It's one thing. So you always have to prove yourself to the authorities that I'm a lesbian, yes, regardless, I'm a mother. Just stick to the first story or first word you said when you came into German, I'm a lesbian. Though now I'm a mother, it does not change my preference. I prefer this kind of people, and this is the kind of part I love. I guess that is the only way we can go through our cases as rainbow mothers. Because with Litra, my own side is doing a very, very nice job with us. A very good job with us, because they've helped many. We are many mothers, and they are trying their best to do it. Also, what I can also only advise my queer mothers, have a good lawyer, because it's the only mouthpiece or somebody that will help you talk to the authorities. We can talk to you, but she can or he can put this message direct to them and they'll get it. Litra with my side does that for us. It will get you a lawyer that has the same interests that you have. Like, he knows you're a queer mother and she understands or he understands what you're going through or what you're doing. Other than finding a lawyer, yes, many people have lawyers, but they have lawyers, not a lawyer at heart, as a lawyer to defend what you're talking about. So I'll always advise, let these organizations, if they can, if the ones you have can do it for you, help you find that person that understands the kind of case or the kind of information you're trying to put out, so the authorities can understand you and judge you according to what you want or what she has or he has told them. Normally, as a mother, because I've been there and I'm still there in these courts, they only say one word, now you're a mother. Which means to them, to me, as in they're translating it like, now you've changed. If you can go and have a baby, that means you are not lesbian or whatever you want to be again. You are now a mother. So you have to prove yourself that that is not a point or that is nonsense. I'm still what I am, regardless of being a mother. Stick to being a mother and being yourself as one of the key points in this, in your case, I would say in your case, because I'm a lesbian. That one is not something I have to change or do anything with it. I love it. I am okay. I'm happy. And being a mother, I chose it. So stick to your case, as into yourself. That is what I can only say to them. Thank you, Ali.
So empowering, Shamila, so empowering. Thank you for your words. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Really, all of you made like this IDAHOBIT, this important day. We have shared not only our situations, views, but also our emotions. Somehow, this is what the people should see too. On the one hand, we are frustrated, we are oppressed, we have like exhaustion, exploitation problems with all these situations and structures. But on the other hand, we have this positivity while sharing our experiences. We have this motivation, this empowerment aspect, what queer people, especially queer BIPOC people, queer Flinter people are sharing with their siblings around the world, or here in these privileged countries, or in our countries. We have this big power of the rainbow, I would say, which is shining through us to our siblings, what the people should see too, beside of the information awareness we are sharing here with them, that we are interested in a whole united queer community. We are interested to be somehow also participate, like we want to participate in many different ways in this queer community or in the general society, but that's not possible without also considering our situations, or your situations, or their situations. We talked about white queer siblings, we talked about the government, the authorities, we talked also about support structures and also the exploitation. Also, my last question is, what about, what is your message to your queer migrant siblings who are more privileged, let's say, because of whatever academic status, because of they were born here, German passport? What is your message to the queer BIPOC siblings who are not involved in any activism or support structures?
For the question, Ali. I have been in Germany for almost about 9 years now, actually. And the first few years, I was not an activist here. I started my activism in 2015, and why I started my activism was I saw a lot of queer BIPOC people, but I couldn't see enough activists. So I couldn't see enough representation. And unfortunately, now even after 6 years of doing it, there is not enough representation. So I would say to my queer family, to my queer BIPOC family, especially those who are not refugees, who are not maybe born here, maybe came here as migrants and living here without any structural issues that they think they don't have. The racism is for everyone. It's not like that if you are a refugee, you face more or less racism. When you are being confronted with the racist people, they don't see on your face if you are born and bred in Germany, brought up here, or are you coming from another country. Number one is that. Number two, be proud of yourself, be proud of your background, be proud of your beautiful skin, must I say. Be proud of who you are, but at the same time, always think about that you are not the mainstream society. You are not part of the structures that are being made by the lawgivers. You are not actually part of the decision-making processes in this country. So it is better to join decision-making structures. If you do not want to be an activist, be somebody who is behind the doors, who is working with the government on these issues, who is working in Stadtrat, who is working somewhere in the Kommune, who is working somewhere at a local political level. Just be there and talk to the people who are from the same background. And then those people who are queer refugees, I would ask them once again, please, please find support network on your own. You will have to struggle for that. It's a struggle. The country does not offer other than German language. I know you are not coming, all of you, from German colonized countries, maybe a few of them. You don't speak German. And then also understanding queer perspectives for the society at large is still invisible. Those queer perspectives are not part of the mainstream structural organizations, mainstream regular structures. Like there are not so many counseling centers where you can just go and talk to them. Oh, I want to have counseling in Tigrinya, one of the languages from Eritrea. And they would be like, yeah, okay, fine, we have somebody. And then you tell them, oh, I'm also queer. Then there is a problem for them to find somebody who can do a counseling with you, queer sensitive, and in that language. So all of these things are interconnected. So the country does not have achieved yet the structural facilities for queer migrants and queer refugees. And that is something where we all have to work together to make it possible. And please, please, please do not be shy, contact people. Do not be shy of asking for help. Asking for help is the biggest courage that one person shows. And in times of these pandemic situations, it's even more important for you to talk about the issues you have, to talk about the issues you are facing with people who can understand you and who can also provide you with solutions. Yeah, thank you.
Who was that? Okay. All right. So thank you really for your words. I hope our queer BIPOC siblings are listening to and also consider your words and value them. Does another person would like to talk if you want to?
Hi. Well, hello. What I would want to say is to all the queers, those who have just joined or the new refugees and who have been here and are behind there, they don't know that there are those kind of organizations or people who are willing to help. I would say is because I found DITRA by myself and nobody helped me. We did it with my girlfriend. So just like Lily said, do it yourself. And those who are Rainbow family members, you're doing nothing wrong. You're not in the wrong place. Go there, even if they say it is for only singles or what, it is always them that will find you, the Rainbow people. So go to the one that you've met and they will always lead you to another place, because I've been there and that is how I'm here. I'm getting to where I am through these people. So those in Munich, always go where you can go. I'm not from Munich, but I always travel to Munich to get what I want, to get my voice to where I want it to get to. So the Rainbow queers who are there, there is a will, there is a way in being that mother and a parent you want to be. Look for those people. They will help you, and they really do help. And get a nice lawyer. That is all I can say. Get a very friendly and nice lawyer. I have one, I would say she's good, but there are many who are there. I would say refugee lawyers are better. Other than looking for somebody who says, I'm a lawyer, and they'll eat your money and do nothing. Because many people are having cases of this kind of people. They said they'll help them, because I've seen this one while I was doing one session with my lawyer. She tried to call the other lawyer, and what the other lawyer told her, she herself could not believe it. She only said, if you really want to keep this person, then you are going to fail. If you need your case to be heard and understood, change the lawyer. So what I would say, always look for a refugee lawyer, not a lawyer, because there are many different kind of lawyers, but look for a refugee lawyer, somebody who understands what's your status, your rights, what you're fighting for, not people who are doing their work as a lawyer of whatever they are doing for. Find the right lawyer. And you are in a safe place, they'll help you. I'm really sure we'll get help around the corner. Help is somewhere, and we are going to win this one day. That is it.
Thank you, Shamila. Thank you to all of you for your voices on this very special day, the IDAHOBIT, the International Day Against Homo, Trans, Interphobia, the day where we not only remember what has happened in the past, but remember what's happening today and what could happen in the future. We are here also to actually point out that we are not only waiting, but want to change things right now. So therefore, my personal message, if you are okay, if I can also deliver this, would be only to all queer BIPOC siblings: organize yourself, feel yourself responsible with yourself, with your community, and also especially with your queer refugee siblings and cis gay people. Please also feel responsible and solidary and be an ally for your queer flinter siblings, and try to change the society, and don't wait until the privileged people would help you, because they won't. Unless it's not in their benefits. So please organize yourself, and please make people aware which realities you're going through, which realities your siblings are going through, and feel solidarity with your siblings all over the world who have not the same privileges or problems you have here, and you try to deflect, you try to ignore and distract yourself from through the scene. Don't be a scene, don't be the gay queer scene, become a community. Thank you very much for your participation, siblings. And thank you also, like people who are watching this video. We are resilient, and we should appreciate who we are, how we are, where we are coming from to, and where we want to go to. So thank you, siblings. I wish you a great IDAHOBIT with remembrance to all our siblings all over the world. I should say thank you again in the name of the Rat&Tat-Zentrum, in the name of the Queer Diaspora. Have a good day.